Asking them like, can I go play corner like this? You got ready?
Yeah, just about. I'm about to post it on Twitter, and then we'll...
Yeah. You know it? Free birds! Yeah. Going all the way, all the way. Watch how these pieces get moving like Hasbro. You know ain't no con in these rats, so I'm trying to be calm when it comes to the cash flow. You know talking till I die from the city we ride, no matter the outcome. You know when you out, watch your mouth in the jungle, a lot of them never escape from. Agent J when I bait some, 28 in my bag like I'm Freddie T. Agent K when I'm holding the city down, blocking all of the haters like Tony B. It's our year every year, if you quoting me, we gon' see on the field. They know the county, I scream it wherever I go. When I bleed, I just see black and teal. Feel like Brunel when the place is in action. Every line that I flow always solid, that mean I ain't worried about pockets collapsing. He may go all the way, running the X's and O's, gotta love how it happens. You ain't part of the gang, I ain't gotta explain why we ain't got no room on the wagon. MIT is the Army, the Navy, the greatest is Jimmy and Keenan, the ultimate package. Ooh, never can care how you feel. You are now in the mix with the men and teal. Nothing but facts inside these conversations. Keep it 100, the law of the nation. With all the smoke, we can meet at the bait. You know the location. Executing the play when the ball cross the plane, that's the gate. Hit my little celebration. Then all I can hear is them saying, yeah. Then all I can hear is them saying, yeah. All I can hear is them saying, ooh. You know it? Yeah. Free birds.
Welcome to the Men Until Podcast. I am your host, Jay. As always, I'm rocking with my main man, J to the I to the M-B-O.
And
You are now in the mix with the Men Until.
yes, sir. What's up, my boy?
Shit, bro. You already know what it is, man. Minutes
Yes, sir.
Hey, another week, bro. Another week, bro. A little bit of secrecy, a little bit of info. I like the Jags are playing it close to the vest. I like that. I like that. But I do want to take a quick little second
Yes.
and send prayers, send condolences, anything out to the people over in Tallahassee, man. That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I heard about that shit 2 hours ago, and I was just like, my phone died. I'm listening to the radio. They're like, something. I'm like, what the fuck is going on at FA? Yeah, so hopefully that situation gets cleared out. I mean, it's a mess down there right now. So, like I said, prayers, condolences to anybody. Yeah, man, shit's tough out there, bro. So
yeah, you affected by that in any way, man? Just
yeah, prayers up to you.
Big prayers up. Big prayers up. But back to the show. Yeah, that's crazy, dog. That's kind of hard to get off of that, man.
Yeah, bro. I didn't want to wait the whole pod and just.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get it out of the way because it's just like that shit's tough, bro.
Yes, bro. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy, but man, we're happy to be here. We're happy to see everybody here. Everybody in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for rocking with us because you already know we gonna keep it real. We gonna keep it teal. Hey, bro. All right, I gotta start this off with I saw a tweet, an X, whatever. I saw a post, and it was from Jags on SI, and it basically asked who is an underrated player for the Jags? Like, who is your most underrated player for the Jags, right? And it could be past, it could be present, it could be, you know what I'm saying, like person on the team right now, person that was just on the team, whatever. But I thought it was a good question. But I'm going to give it to you first before I tell you what my answer was. Who would you say?
We kind of did some pre-show, you know, had to do some research. Like,
right.
It's kind of hard, bro, because underrated as like if we weren't, like I said, I'm a Jags fan, so it's different. My underrated is going to be different compared to somebody who's not a Jags fan. Like, I wish I had the clip, but the Takeo Spikes. Did you ever see that Takeo Spikes clip?
Which one?
He's talking about Jimmy Smith.
Oh, no, I ain't seen that one.
And so he's just saying, like, he was like, so, like, Jimmy Smith is an underrated NFL player.
Yes.
As a Jaguar, he's not underrated because he's our best receiver. So I got kind of conflicted into that, where it's like, as a Jaguar fan, yes, we're always going to know the guys.
Yeah.
We're always going to know the guys we're always going to know the guys. We're always going to know the guys who are near and dear to our heart. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, to me, that's really what that question, to me, that's what that question meant. Because underrated is just like, bro, we haven't been that good. So it's not like somebody was just like super uber good and they didn't get recognition in the league. Like, we have it'll be a lot of flash in the pan players that I think can fall into that category. So, like, to me, like, maybe a player like Aaron Beasley, like Walkie Thomas, some of those DBs during that, like, that early 2000s run, early mid 2000s run, when we had front four was John Henderson and all them was up there, and Mike Peterson at linebacker. So I think maybe between like Aaron Beasley and like Kawaki Thomas, like some of those guys, I think were underrated to our fan base.
Right. I like the Jimmy Smith take though. I didn't think you were going there.
I was.
That was good. I like that.
But I mean, Takeo Spikes went there. So, like I said, I always knew, but he pretty much. He pretty much said what we know.
Right.
9 seasons out of 10 with 1,000 yards, playoff games with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and like, so like I said, but for like a national thing, I would say Jimmy Smith. But for we keep it real, keep it teal over here, it would be one of those defensive backs. Now, I want you to say your underrated player, but I also want to put a spin on it because I'm going to say my overrated player.
Okay.
I want
All
to
right.
see if you have somebody too. So I'm gonna let you do
Okay.
your underrated player.
Okay. Yeah. So I said Corey Grant. Now we talked about Corey Grant last week, actually. His name came up in conversations, right? And I just felt like he was underrated by the staff, and therefore the fans didn't really get a chance to see him like that. But also he had like the bad luck of being behind high draft picks. And then when he finally did get going, he gets hurt like the same year in 18 when everybody gets he catches that Liz Frank, right? But the 16 and 17 seasons, bro, he scored a total of 17 touchdowns. Now that includes like fake punts, stuff like that, right? But I always felt like, dang man, this is a really good player. How come how come he's not getting more playing time? And I felt like the coaching staff thought of him more just like a sucker punch. Like how we brought his name up last week, we were talking about the Patriots AFC Championship game and how they took Corey Grant was killing them boys. He was doing whatever he wanted to, and they took him out. He didn't even play in the second half. You know what I'm saying? Then, like we said, Blake was hot at the time, and you took the ball out of his hands and you just went straight conservative, running it with Lenny. You know, so that's who my person was. My person was Corey Grant, and like I just think it's like, bro, think about who he's behind. He was behind T.J. Yeldon. He was behind Chris Ivory. He was behind Chris Ivory. Then
because he was
then
on
he
our
gets
team.
behind.
Yeah, because people forget he was on our team for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was on the team for a while, so he went through a few different, like I said, a few different draft picks.
Yeah. And then he gets behind Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. You ain't touching the rock for real.
And you can't even blame the team. You can't even blame the team for that because Leonard Fournette was getting 1,000-yard rushes his first year, his second year. No, I'm sorry. His second year he got hurt. His third year he got another 1,000 yards. Like, so it's like you can't even be mad at them because they were playing a bell cow. You know what I'm saying? And Leonard Fournette. But I just wish that the team featured him more. I wish that they would have drew up more plays for him. I wish that they could have put him in the game more because he was explosive, bro.
Well, they should have just got him more involved in the passing game, especially like I said, we talked about that the second half of that Patriots game. That's what I'm saying. The second half of that. Think about it. The first half of the Patriots game, it wasn't like he was running the ball like Fournette was running the ball. Corey Grant was killing on screens, which means he has to catch the ball.
Right.
Get him more involved. You could run two back sets or even if you got to slide him into the slot. Like
right.
That's what bad coaching gets you.
Right.
Doug Marrone wasn't a good coach. He was a good like leader. Like I would say that. Like I think he could motivate the guys even when we were losing because he had to do it.
Right.
But he was an offensive lineman by nature. He wasn't an offensive coordinator. You got somebody else calling it low. That's why I like what was going on right now with how our shit is set up now is because we actually have an offensive coach, a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We got somebody who's going to call plays, not delegate the plays. Because like I said, your brain got to work different. Doug Marrone, like I said, should have never took the ball out of Corey Grant's head. You do what's working. or you figure out another way to get some shit that's working. But you don't.
Right.
But you don't completely abandon a player who had the hot hand in the first half.
Right.
You never do that. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fucking. The only thing that's gonna stop the ball from being in his hand is if he fumbled.
Right.
But other than that, you got to keep feeding them. And then have them out of position. They're gonna keep thinking about the screen. And now you got Fournette going. Like you got Blake, like you say, like but let Blake. You know what I'm saying? Let Blake figure it out, bro. He's figuring it out. All the previous games, he figured it out. Let him figure it out.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And like I said, it wasn't like it was a fluke. Like he was having back-to-back good seasons, but that's because he was getting opportunities and he was making the most of those opportunities. I just feel like he wasn't getting enough opportunities. But so you want me to say an overrated player, or you got an overrated player?
Yeah, I got mine. I was just giving you more because you just finished yours, so I wanted to give you a little time. I didn't know if you knew who you wanted to pick, but I had.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna ask. Like, can I think about it for a second?
Yeah. You can think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So who's your overrated player?
Bruh. Rasheed Mathis. I know he's but I swear to God, bro, he wasn't that good, dog.
Bro, they're gonna clip you for this. They're gonna.
Hey, bro.
Oh my God.
I keep it real. I keep it teal, bro. And I'm smoking this pink
All
right now.
All right. Lay out your facts. Because I know you got some facts to go behind this opinion.
Honestly, bro, feelings no facts, bro. Feelings no facts, bro. Like the facts are, he's fast. He's a great, really, really good cover. Like really good cover, bro. He can run with anybody. But was probably one of the least physical corners I've ever seen in my life. The fact that you can run with people, and the fact that you can get bumped off of that you can get bumped off of that so easily. Anytime it was hand fighting or they got physical, he was getting beat.
They coming for you already.
I know, bro. Everybody remembers. Oh, he had 9 interceptions, bro. He better had 9 interceptions. I swear to God, he better have had 9. He should have maybe had more. I swear, bro. He had 9 picks. I swear he only jumped 3 of those routes. Like I said, these are feelings, no facts, because I don't have the tape from that year. Bro, he jumped 3 of those routes. The rest of those were all tip drills. Bro, tip drills. I'm talking about quarterback throwing the ball out of a sack interception. I'm talking about deflected at the line interception. I'm talking about a safety deflection and catching a pick. Like, you made a Pro Bowl, bro. And he's from Jacksonville, bro. Like, so, I do fuck with Rasheed. But I think we've had some better corners. I've seen some really good corner play. I just think people put too much on 27. Like, he had one really, really good year. But like I said, our defense was really good that year too. And I think he was a product of that good defense because he didn't really do anything else after that. He went other places and he went to like 1 or 2 other teams that didn't do nothing there because he was getting burnt. He literally made, bro, his inability to be physical was fucking up. And honestly, it started to give the Jaguars, or really it started to give the Gators a bad name. Remember the safety? Remember the safety we drafted out of?
Was it Josh Evans?
Nah, not him.
Oh, you talking about damn, you're talking about Reggie Nelson. Reggie Nelson, yeah.
Reggie Nelson, with the way the regime was playing when Reggie was here the first 2 whatever years, bro. He knew he had to help him. He knew he wasn't going. He knew he wasn't going to be able to do anything. He knew he had to help him. He knew he had to help him. He knew he wasn't going to be able to do anything. He knew he had to help him. He knew he wasn't going. He knew he wasn't going to be able to do anything. He knew he had to help him. he knew he had to help him. He was the corner. He was the safety that was on the same side. He knew he had to help Rasheem. So that it caused. I think it caused him to be out of position a lot, bro. I swear, I'm watching these games. I'm like, bro, I know this, bro. Rasheem, bro, he got to help Rasheem.
Bro, I gotta listen. I have to ask you.
He left it. Hold on. He left the Jaguars. Reggie Nelson left the Jaguars.
Yes.
And went on to have a long career in this league.
Yes.
No.
He
wasn't going to play anywhere else. He wasn't going to do nothing. I think he made a Pro Bowl in Cincinnati. He went to a good. He went to a team that was coached and had good corners, and he looked like an NFL safety.
Yes. No, hold on. Listen, I'm not finna down Reggie, but I felt like that was an organizational mistake because remember they get Reggie, but they let Double D go.
Rasheem was getting beat.
He was at Oakland too, but he was at Cincinnati.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he went to Oakland too, but I think
he was at Oakland too.
Yeah, I think he went to Oakland first and then Cincinnati. But either way, he played better in all of those places.
Yes, that's it.
Because he was a bust. They were saying he was a bust.
Yeah.
Not like the other guys that were from Florida or anywhere else that they were bust. And when they left the team, they would try to go other places and they couldn't do shit.
No, nobody thinks overrated, meaning like we give them more credit than they should get. Blaine Gabbert definitely doesn't fall into that.
Yeah,
Devin.
He's in neither category. He's just
he's probably one of the most hated Jaguars.
Yeah.
And for me,
I support it.
And for me, he's not like the top. Like he was bad, but there was also things that were like going against him at the time. But I recently heard reports that he was kind of an asshole too. Like he thought he was better than everybody. Like type shit. So acting like that and playing the way you played.
But yes, bro, he thought he was the shit. He was we drafted him at 9 or 11.
I think like 11, like somewhere between 11.
Yeah, he felt like he won the lottery, bro. He thought he was the shit, bro. He's like, man, shit. I got drafted 11, all based off what I did in college. I mean, shit, bitch, that shit was horrible. His shit was horrible in college. His shit was not good, bro. His shit was not good.
Josh Allen says Gardner Minshew was overrated as a Jag. Dude sucked.
I mean, and that's how you feel. Yeah,
play, like okay, like his overall play, yes, but he gave us something to be excited about when there was nothing else to be excited about on this team.
Yeah, so definitely in that sense, definitely overrated because the hype was bigger than the hype sound that was bigger than production on the field.
That's why I agree with it. That's why I agree. That was good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But like I said, we also I just wouldn't say he sucked. Because it's like I said, because suck that's without context. And I understand we can do context because we're in the long form. We're doing this in long form and not a tweet.
Right.
Context kind of matters. That's why I broke down why I felt Rasheed Mathis is overrated.
No, that's listen, I get you. And I ain't gonna lie. Like when you said Rasheed, I understand what you mean.
Because people love him, bro.
But he's beloved. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But he's beloved, so it's gonna be hard for people. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I'm not gonna lie. I was so taken aback. I couldn't think of anybody, dog. I couldn't think of any like over. Like I could think of a bunch of Jaguars that totally underperformed, but we know that they did that.
And you can kind of base it on like jersey sales too. Like bro, Allen Robinson overrated as a Jaguar to me.
That's a good one.
I don't like Allen Robinson. Honestly, I don't think he's that good of an actual NFL receiver. I think he's okay, but people put a lot of sauce. I did too, bro. Like I was go back and look at it, it's just like, I mean, I kind of saw it while he was here because I was really upset that we drafted 2 receivers that ran 4.7 40s or some shit like that. So him and Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns. So, but you know, we were a bad team, and the quarterback force fed him the ball. Right. So I didn't mind it because they force fed him the ball, and that's what Allen Robinson. But problem is, Allen Robinson is not that guy. Allen Robinson is a possession it's just a big possession receiver. If he ran a 4.3 at his size, if he ran a 4.3 or a 4.4,
yeah,
he's a completely different receiver.
Right.
The problem is he's a 4.7, 4.8, almost like a 4.8. Like those guys, they're not that. Him and Allen Hurns weren't good. They weren't fast. Allen Hurns was quick, but he wasn't fast. Allen Robinson wasn't really quick or fast, but he was long and could cover ground. He had good feet and he had decent hands, but he was limited. He's limited as a receiver because he doesn't do anything for you. He doesn't get open early. So the quick short intermediate stuff is kind of out of the, it's kind of out of there for him. He's pretty much just he could jump. He has very high vertical. He can catch contested balls, but we've talked about it before. If I gotta throw the ball to you 120 times a year, and most of the balls are going to be contested jump balls, 40 and 50 yards down the field, there's going to be some interceptions.
Right.
And you can't be throwing temper tantrums at training camp talking about keep the ball in bounds when at the end of the day, bro, like the failures of that team were just as much as you as they were on number 5.
Right.
So I was turned off about it. And then, like I said, the fact that he broke his foot early in 2017, and then we went on a run we went on, it showed me the value of Allen Robinson.
Okay. I got one. Now, I'm not gonna say that the fan base thinks that he's overrated, that thinks highly of him, but from a national standpoint, coming over to the Jags, Julian Thomas, bro.
Oh yeah,
Julian Thomas, like that was horrible. That was horrible, brother. All that hype, after being over there playing in Denver, playing with Peyton, getting off to come over here and just fucking be nothing. Bro, I think he's got like 2 touchdowns.
Less than nothing, bro. Yeah, everybody was excited.
Everybody was excited about Julian Thomas. But Josh Allen, he says A+ personality, D+ performance. Yeah, that makes him an average. Yeah. That puts him at average. Got to give him a C at the least. The A's got to bring the D up at least 1.
And I wouldn't even give him D+ performance. I'll give Gardner Minshew C- performance.
I think I think the D+. I think the D+ is just. Devon says Luke Jokel. Nah, he was a bust. Like everybody knew he was a bust. Everybody knew. Now if you're saying that he was, when he was first drafted, yes, there was a lot of hype because he was the tackle for Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
So it was like,
little ass shoulders, bro. He wasn't even wide enough.
Bro, he was just weak.
Oh, tomato.
Hey, I want to answer this real quick, and then we can get back on our topics.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely overrated draft prospect. But they've asked about Genty.
Yes.
I'm not taking a running back at 5. I think it'd be a cool story. I think, like, if they took him, I'm not going to be like, fuck the Jags, And again, it would be a cool story, especially because he's from the city. Yeah. But Um, I'm not taking a running back at 5. Like I have greater needs than running back right now.
Yeah.
And one of those things is pressure in the middle of the defensive line. So, I've been on Mason Graham. Unless you change your mind, you've been on Mason Graham. And it's not
I mean,
that.
I haven't been on anybody, honestly. I don't. To me, I just gotta see. Like I said, I don't even know what defense we're playing. So it's like I don't even know what the fuck. I haven't been on anybody. I'll put it like that. Like
Well, I don't think it matters what defense we're
okay.
playing for
I'm okay
somebody to rush the
I'm
passer.
okay. I know, but I'm okay with Mason Graham. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with it. Like, it's we're picking number 5. What I'm feeling honestly now. I keep looking at the shit, bro. I'm pissed off because Antonio Johnson said, "You know what? Hey guys, I'm going to make a play. I haven't made a play all fucking year, and I'm going to make a play, and I'm going to stop the Titans from scoring in this game, and we're going to pick up our 4th win." Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Because when we were at that game, I'm sitting there thinking when he did, I'm like, God damn, bitch, you had to fucking you had to make a play right now, right now. Because right now I think that's the difference between 5 and 3, right?
Well, they don't have the number 1 pick because they have the number 1 pick right now.
Well, no, I'm not talking about Tennessee. I'm just talking about the fact that we beat them. But
yeah,
but the fact is they have the number 1 pick right now, and they would have picked up one more win. We would have had a loss. So how many wins did they have? Were they 2-win team or 3-win team?
2 or 3.
If they were a 3-win team, that would have been win number 4. We would have had 3 wins. We would have been in front of them. So it at least would have been 1 or 2.
Shit, we might have had Giants would have had the 1st round pick, but we probably would have had like the 2nd pick.
That's what I'm saying, and that puts you in this. That puts you in a situation to where now you really don't. The Giants have to take a. They would have kind of had to, especially if Cam Ward's on the board at 1. They're taking a quarterback. So you really have the 1st pick because we're not in the market for a quarterback. So you have at number 2, you have the 1st pick essentially. So like I said, Antonio Johnson fucked us over.
Yeah, they had 3 wins. So yeah, we would have flip-flopped. Yeah, we would have flip-flopped. And we probably would have had like the 2nd pick in the draft.
Yeah.
But okay. I don't know. Like I said, I like Genty, but I just feel like we have bigger needs at running back. If you do get Genty in there, that's a flex pick to me. That's a hey, I'm popping my shit right now type pick. Luxury.
Yeah.
Like I said the same thing when somebody asked us about Ted. You know what I'm saying? I said the same thing. That's a luxury pick. You get him at number 5, like that's a luxury. You doing that just because you can.
Honestly, Travis Hunter might be a luxury pick.
Yeah.
Because
I think
because we don't know what the fuck he's gonna play. What's gonna be the main position? Because you're not playing both ways. I understand he's talking about he's gonna play, but yeah, you are gonna play on both sides. But you're not gonna be. You would be wide receiver 3 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Like and DB 2. So it's like, yeah, I guess, but you.
Nah, he'd probably be DB 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably be DB 4. He'd probably go in on dime packages. Because we'll get to it. We'll get to it in a little bit, but yeah, no, I can see that, but I don't know. I don't want to call it a luxury pick because if Travis Hunter's there, you get him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So It's almost like
he's that's the lottery pick. It's not a luxury pick. That's the lottery.
it's the lottery pick. I get
It's the lottery pick.
yes, I give you that one. It's the lottery pick. That's a great way to phrase that. We're gonna answer this and then we're gonna move on. Shout out to Kai.
Yo.
How we feel about Matt Jones? I don't feel like Matt Jones was hyped or overhyped. I think he
ended up being
he
a
is
bust.
what he was.
He ended up being a bust because he had a shit. He was wilding. Justin Blackman they ended up being a bust. Like Justin Blackman was, I mean, for the shit that he did, like if you actually count the games that he played,
yeah.
I think it's the best damn near the best Jaguar ever, bro. Like, what the fuck? I got him number 2 behind Jimmy, and he only played a handful of fucking games. I swear to God, boy, that nigga, but number 1 in talent, by far, the most talented receiver we've ever had was Justin Blackman. Justin Blackman.
Was him.
I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Yeah.
It didn't matter, bro. He didn't look like he was moving fast, but he was moving fast. He's just getting open. When he got the ball in his hand.
And he was strong too, bro. Like you couldn't just try to tackle him.
No.
Yeah.
He was different, bro. Fuck, bro. Like that shit, bro, damn.
Yeah. So, speaking of different, players are finally back in the building. They were finally able to come back in the building. And the Hunt gave us like a extra bonus scene of Liam addressing them. And he gave them 2 things. He says they go be on time. But the most important thing he said to them was they're going to have a we mentality, not a me mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they do is about for the betterment of the team.
Yes.
It don't listen. You know what that tells me? That tells me, and I want to be clear. I want to be on record. I'm not saying I'm not saying that Trevor needs to be benched or any crazy shit like that. What I'm saying is, if Trevor shows that he's not the guy, they're going to quickly move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's about Trevor in the sense of
he's the one that's here, so we got
he's the one that's here, so like we got to figure out a way to win with him.
Yeah, we got to squeeze the dude. We got to squeeze the fruit to make sure that there's actually juice in this motherfucker.
Right.
Because if it ain't, we gotta get something for him. And like I said, we'll figure it out. But I mean, like I said, bro, you already know. Hey, you know how I feel, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you ain't wearing black and teal, it's fuck you. It sucks, bro. It sucks. It sucks to say it. It sucks to hear it, but you got to figure it out too, brother.
Well, hold on, because you don't feel like that about Mercedes.
I mean, I love Mercedes, but you don't. But I think he will retire a Jaguar. Like
I hope so. I hope he comes and just signs like one day as a Jaguar so he can retire a Jaguar. Like, but for the most part, I feel you. For the most part, once they leave the team, it's fuck them. Yeah. But my point is that their loyalty. Actually, I was talking to Ken, and Ken kind of put something else that I have going on in my life into perspective, and it actually fits this, right? Liam, loyalty isn't to the players. His loyalty is to Shad Khan and the organization.
Yeah.
And because he's loyal to the organization, he's going to do whatever he can to get the best out of the players. But if the players aren't producing, then there is no listen, we can be cool, but we're not friends.
Yeah. Nobody's
and he showed us that when he shipped two of Trev's
yeah,
favorite people out of the building
yeah, not
with the
funny at all.
quickness, and there's rumors, which I hope is not true, but there's rumors that ETN might be on the chopping block. Now, because of that, I see the legitimacy of people saying Genty. And again, I think it's a good story. But, you know, I personally, until they say Travis is out of here, I'm going to believe he's here. I'm going to believe that he's integral to this offense succeeding, and that he is going to be the Travis that we saw 2 years ago. I mean, even the year after that, even the 2023 season, he had a good season. You know what I'm saying? Just he had a down season, bro. He like really people want to kill and I get your frustration with him because he couldn't pass pro. But that was the first year he really had trouble with pass pro. And I really felt like he was hurt most of the time. But like his rookie year, he had a Liz sprain, so he didn't even play. Second year, 1,000 yard season. Third year, 1,000 yard season. Now, the second year, he had a fumbling problem, but he had zero fumbles in 23, and he was balling. He was like the first Jaguar since Maurice Jones-Drew to get like 2 touchdowns 3 games in a row, or something crazy like that. Like he was balling, right? So I think that this regime is going to utilize him right. I think they know what they have in him, and I don't think he's going anywhere. But they do, and they get Genty. I wouldn't be mad about it. Uh, what up, E? I see you in the comments. But also, if y'all haven't seen it yet, Tony Vaselli dropped the second episode of the EV podcast. He sat down with John Ogier. It was a great, 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 great watch. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. And basically they asked him, hey, they said we can wear alternate jerseys. Does this mean that we're going to see the Prowlers more? And come to find out, Tony is over uniforms. So Tony's like,
Fucking
look,
right.
I'm a little biased.
I still gotta watch the EV podcast.
Yeah, but he basically said I'm a little biased, right? Because I played in these uniforms, or the original version of these uniforms, and he said, but I think the fans feel like I do about them. So I'm just gonna say this: we're gonna wear them every chance that we get. Like anytime that we can wear it, we're gonna wear them, right? Now there's rumors online too saying that they're trying to petition the league to make it our instead of our alternate uniform, our actual uniform. If they did that, that would be so fire, dog.
Yeah.
That would, but my question to you, would that mean that the Jaguar jerseys that we know now, would those be our
alternates?
New alternate?
Yeah, bro. The ice white, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, the ice white helmet.
The ice white helmets with the black,
yeah,
the black and the white.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like
that.
Because I like our jerseys. It's not like I don't like our jerseys. I do like.
They're just plain, bro. They're just plain.
Yeah,
they're so plain and boring.
Yeah, so I think, but they do look good. So like to me, that could be our alternate. I feel like they could be our alternates. But our main jerseys, I need to see teal, black, and white versions of the Prowlers. I need every version. Those are our regular jerseys. And now we can get funky with the throwbacks.
Yeah.
Because our current jerseys can be the alternates. We can go crazy with the throwbacks.
Right.
We can go pin. We can go. What's the called helmet? We could go the shape shifting color helmet. The color shift.
Not the two tone.
No, the pinstripe, the one with
with the stripes running down it on the
no,
side.
the sparkle helmet, the black helmet with the sparkles. So when the light hit it, it looked teal.
I can't think of what you're talking about, bro.
It's like the Justin Blackman and the Blaine Gabbert era jerseys. Some people don't like those. I don't. I actually don't.
I don't remember. I don't remember those.
You. Oh yeah. See. You. I don't know how the helmets looked on TV around that time.
I was watching a lot of games on TV, dog.
Yeah, but
or listening to it on the radio.
I was gonna say. I don't know how much detail you can see on the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But though the helmets that they wore, with those uniforms, especially like I said, the Justin Blackman era, the helmet was black, but it had these flakes. It was like these flakes on the helmet, like it was painted that way. So it was almost like chameleon. So when the sun hit it, the helmets kind of turned from black to teal.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you ain't never.
Yeah, I would have never known that. But yes, I was watching a lot of games on TV at that time.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So that was 2012. I would say around, was that 2012 or 2010?
Yeah, it's like anywhere between no, because it had to be either 11 or 12. Had to be 11 or 12 when Blaine Gabbert's on the team. But speaking of changes, do you have the X pulled up, my good sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So look, when they went and got Jordan Lewis, there's a lot of speculation being made. They kind of asked them and they alluded to, going to play Jordan on the outside, but they weren't actually committed to saying it, right?
Mm.
Well, Jamal St. Cyr, I guess, sat down in an interview and, well, Jarian himself confirms it.
Last season when I was playing all 100% nickel, like I was asking them, like, can I go play corner? Like, that's what I play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I play nickel, but like, bro, like, I guard people. Like, that's what I do. I play corner. Like, I guard people. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know what all went into it, but just last thing they wouldn't let me do it. So like, so the coach staff letting me be able to go do that, like that's something like when I first met with Coach Camp, when I first met with Liam, like that's something I asked them, like, can I please go play corner? And they was like, well, actually, that's what we were thinking, and I was like, okay, we all in cahoots together.
So there you have it. It's confirmed.
You can't say that in Jacksonville. That means something else.
Cahoots?
In cahoots.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in cahoots. That's not a place you should be at, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Well, hey, whatever floats your boat.
But so yeah, Jarian Jones himself confirms it. Already spoke to the coaching staff. That's where they want him to play. He will be moving outside. Jordan Lewis will take that nickel spot. I'm sure Jordan Lewis is going to take some snaps at outside because they like his versatility. Obviously, we still don't know what they're going to do with like Darnell Savage, but bro, I'm excited. Now, I will say that like I thought Jarian played his best football since he moved into the nickel spot, even in college. Like I'll go back, watch see if you can find some tape, a couple games Jarian played when he was on the outside in like his sophomore year. He got beat, but maybe because I don't know, like on some level, playing the nickel is harder than playing the outside man. You get different matchups. Sometimes it could be a slot guy. Sometimes it could be a tight end. You know, um, depending on what your linebacker set is, you might be covering the running back. So I think there's also a possibility that his skill set grew from that experience. Bro, I think you're frozen. Oh no,
So,
you're not. You just blinked. Nothing.
no,
Never mind.
yeah.
You was just like stone, like.
No. I'm looking. I'm on the computer. Bro. Yeah, I'm listening to you, but I'm also looking up other stuff. I'm looking up stuff too.
I got you. I thought you were frozen, but anyway. But my point is that he was locking stuff up. Yes, it was from the nickel spot, but if he comes with that same energy and he plays with that at that same level or better, I'm all for it. I'm excited for it, and it feels good to actually know something else for certain. Oh, that's hard.
All right. So you see how it looks? How the helmet looks
Yeah,
teal?
I see it like on the top it looks black, but like where the ray of sun is hitting
Yeah.
it's turning teal. Yeah, that's hard. And it's the
Yeah.
old Jaguar head too.
Yeah. It's 2000
Yeah.
2012. Bro, that shit, bro, that helmet, that's one of the toughest helmets we ever had, bro.
Yeah.
I want them to implement that type of shit. Them bitches? Yeah, them bitches.
1-on-1.
Yeah, them bitches was tough.
Yeah, no, that's hard. That's hard. No, I like that. Hold on. Devon says
Yeah.
you couldn't stand those jerseys, bro. Now
But
were those the same ones that
yeah,
David Garrard and them had with the stripe down the side? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
piping.
those are ugly.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the
And I
jerseys.
have one of those too.
Yeah, I'm not the
I think it's Reebok too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the actual jersey, but the helmet was so hard that like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching them in that ugly ass jersey just to see that helmet. If that's the only
Well, no, you can like you don't necessarily have to have the Prowler Jaguar on the helmet. You could use that helmet with the Prowlers, like that would still be fire.
well shit, the way they have like that white helmet, I'm like shit, they could just retro a helmet too.
Yeah.
And play one of the throwback games. See, that shit hard, bro. But like
Yeah.
I said, if the Prowlers become primaries, then we still need a throwback. Then we still need a throwback jersey.
Yeah. I mean, I like the 17 jerseys.
Yeah, I like those too.
I like the 17 jersey. What I didn't like, I don't like the two-tone helmets. And now I like them. I like them even less now because I saw this thing where Tom Brady was saying that, he loved it when we wore those because he knew when the corner's head was turned back.
Yeah,
because it's two different colors.
Two different colors, yeah.
So way to find a flaw in the design.
I mean, the mission was hard though, bro. With the black,
the two tones,
the black fade into the man, that shit was hard.
Yeah, but I don't like I don't like them. So speaking of don't likes, tell me how you feel about this. What do you think about Colorado retiring Shedeur Sanders #2 and Travis Hunter's #12 jerseys?
Travis Hunter could get his shit retired because he got a Heisman.
Okay.
Shedeur ain't do nothing for real. I mean, he played well, but just last year, the year before, it was up and down. But they had a lot of bullshit going on too. So, but I mean, if the program's turned around for real, then yeah, he was a part of that. Those two were the reason. Like we talked about last week, what is a turnaround and what were the
successful season? Yeah.
If Colorado gets it turned around for real, then yeah, they deserve to have their jerseys retired. Because they put the program back on the map. You gotta remember, bro. The program didn't have, bro. The program was fledgling. They were the team was terrible. The school didn't have any money for football. Like that's how bad the team was. They didn't even have enough money for Dion. He essentially went unpaid, like the same type of shit, like kind of like Jackson State. Like they had to pay Dion. They paid Dion after for this year too, and then he already redid his deal. They had to pretty much double up on him because he didn't really get paid. He took that money was really for the coaching staff that first year. Like it was tough, bro. So if the program the program has turned around, it's generating money. Like that's what they see, and they don't move conferences. You know what I'm saying? Like the program is turned around. They're getting recruits, so it looks like the program is turned around. So
but
they did it on the shoulder. They did it on the shoulders, bro.
Okay, listen. I get the argument for Travis, and I even get the argument that you just made. And I'll also throw in the fact that before they got there, they were a 1-win team. Then they won 4, and then they were in the playoff conversation.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it lose a little validity to me is that it just so happened that the playoff system expanded.
Yeah.
Right? They only won 9 games.
Yeah.
Like they never would have been in playoff consideration.
I feel you, bro, but
listen,
they revived the dead. They
luck
revived
is a skill
the
too.
dead dog. They revived the dead dog.
Yeah, luck is a skill too. So so I'm just saying for me it loses a little of its validity. But
now if you're asking it's a different question if you're asking, do I think that college numbers should be retired? Because
no.
I'm saying because overall I don't.
My answer is no.
I don't
college
think
numbers shouldn't be retired.
That's what I'm saying. Like to me, overall, I don't think college numbers should be retired. But the fact that they are retiring it, I'm just thinking of reasons why they would retire it, and I would think that would be a reason for them. Like I said, the program was dead, bro. Like they possibly performed a miracle with them and those two and Dion, essentially.
Right.
So if you perform miracles, shit, you can have motherfuckers praying to you for thousands of years. I think a little jersey retirement ain't, you know what I'm saying, ain't the biggest thing.
I think it's just a little too much. Like
but what about Dion doesn't say too much?
No, but it wasn't Dion though. You know what I'm saying? Like Dion didn't have the power to do that. Like the AD had to do that. So
that means the AD. So like I said, so if the AD did it, then guess what? When you didn't have no fucking money.
No, that's what he said. That's his reason. I'm telling you, like I feel you, like that's his reasoning too. But I'm just saying, I personally don't like. Okay, yeah, Travis won the Heisman, but ultimately, as far as the game of football goes, they didn't do anything. Because for the program, they've been amazing, right? Dion, Coach Prime has been amazing and he's still there.
Well, Travis, I'm like this. Travis by himself last year, the shit that he did on both sides of the ball, it was all historic. Like I said, we talk about he was doing shit nobody ever seen. Motherfuckers ain't seen somebody do shit like this in 60 years. So it's like, yeah, bro, you are cemented in history. So yeah, like, to me, I don't have an issue with it. It may be a little premature because it's just like they just left, but at the same time, because you already know, because that's the thing in college, bro. The thing in college is the guys they like the number, and if somebody like the number don't make you play no better. But like at the same time, shit, we don't have no retired numbers in Jacksonville. Well, we got one retired number in Jacksonville. But there's a whole
And we
bunch.
have
But there's a whole bunch of numbers that are not a whole bunch, but there's a few numbers that are off limits.
right.
Like they're not retired, but they're off limits. We
Right.
got one retired.
They strongly suggest that you don't
Ain't no,
get it.
no, it ain't no strongly suggest, bitch. You're not about to put on 8. You're not about to put
Well,
on
no,
20
because Cisco
or 80
did.
or 82.
Cisco did put on 8. They even had him with the 8 on, but then the organization came to him and was like, "Hey, you really
You're
shouldn't
not
wear
wearing
that."
the 8. Like I said, did he ever take the field at 8?
I don't know. But he has
No.
photos.
Yeah.
There are photos of him in 8.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but like I said, you're not wearing 8, you're not wearing 28, and you're not
or
wearing 8.
82. Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't happening.
No,
Sorry, Jack.
I agree with you.
Look, you see, Tyson Campbell got up out that 32.
Yeah. Yeah, that mojo.
He got about that 32. Cause look, Mojo seen that shit in the prowler. It's like, hey man, that shit, hey, we gotta make, come on, hey. And maybe he wanted to get up off of that. Maybe he wanted, a lot of people change their numbers.
Yeah.
He could have probably changed, but maybe he couldn't have changed it the year before. But they allowed everybody to. You can wear whatever. Technically, you can wear whatever the fucking number you want to wear.
Yeah.
Which is fire, but yeah, get up off that 32, big dog. Shouldn't nobody else get to wear that bitch either.
Facts.
Shit.
I wanna get to Devin real quick.
Shit,
So
89. Shit, I don't want to see nobody wear 89.
The gold uniforms are we actually call them the mustard. And so
I like the jersey. I don't like the uniform.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best way to say it.
Because if it wasn't a color rush, and we wore that as an alternate jersey with the black pants and the teal and gold, the black pants because especially with that uniform with the teal and gold on the stripe on the pants, would have been. I like that. I think you can freak that because we ain't never had no gold jerseys. But the fact that we was wearing all gold, it just made it look like motherfucking spicy mustard, dog.
Yeah, yeah. Mike, you're gonna have to go like 10 minutes after the show started. We talked about that already.
Yeah, we talked about this, but I've already kind of gave up on ETN, so
yeah,
don't really change my.
Don't do that. Robert, what's up? What's up? Okay, now speaking of Travis Hunter, right? Also reports Travis Hunter says if I can't play both ways, then I'll quit the NFL. I'll quit football.
Yeah.
Fact or cap?
Well, a fact, because he's gonna play. He's gonna play on both sides of the ball. He's not gonna play both ways. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be on the field every snap of the game. So I know that's not gonna happen. But he'll play on both sides of the ball. Yeah, and that'll keep him from. That's
from quick. Okay, but let's just hypothetically speaking, no team. Every team says no. You're either a receiver or you're a corner.
It's not going to happen because the team that gets him is, what you're getting.
If you get Travis Hunter, so what you're saying, if a team gets Travis Hunter, they know that hey, we're gonna have to play him both ways. We're gonna have to find a way.
Just like you said, dime package.
Mm-hmm.
Dime package on defense.
Mm-hmm.
You are guaranteed to be in our dime package, which means you're gonna play on defense today, every Sunday.
Yeah,
you're gonna get some defensive snaps on every Sunday. But if you're gonna be the receiver, whatever you're declaring, if you're declaring as a receiver, you're gonna get dime on defense.
Right.
If you're declaring as a corner, you're gonna go be a starting corner, and we're gonna find packages on offense for you.
Right.
Which is what I think he should do, because that's how I think you're going to be. That's how you would be on the field the most, is playing cornerback full time.
Yeah.
And getting in on offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean,
Especially on like on a takeaway,
yeah,
a sudden change, right? Boom. He stays out there and the offense comes, come on, bro. The opposing defense wouldn't know what to do.
yeah.
They wouldn't know what to do.
It's like a team like New York. A team like New York, that's kind of the best thing possible because they have neighbors to be the number one receiver.
Right.
And you can just let Travis work whatever else he's going to work on, whatever side of the field, slot, do whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Okay. Well, still staying on the topic of corner. Does Jalen return?
I don't know, bro. That'll be
He who shall not be named.
Hey, at the end of the day,
Prodigal son.
yeah. I mean, bro, he is a Jaguar great. Like
Yes.
hey,
Yes. Yes. Listen, I
that is
hated Jalen.
it is somebody that I wanted to retire as a Jaguar also.
Yeah. No,
So
facts. Facts. I hated Jalen. Hated him. I hated him for leaving this team, dog. I felt like he laid out on his brothers. You calling these dudes your brothers, and you laid down on them, and then you fucking left us, dog.
yeah, but it's not personal. It's not personal. It's business.
Listen. I've grown. I've
Yeah,
grown since then, and that's what I realized. It's not personal, right?
yeah,
He had his own shit going on. Look, he went on to be successful. The man's got a Super Bowl ring.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he did like what? He's got a ring and he's been to two.
Yeah.
He's been to two
See,
and he's got a ring.
but the thing is, if I thank you, Robert. What I was not F Ramsey part. If I'm bringing Jalen here, I'm trying to see if he can play safety, and if he'll play safety, because he's lost a step at corner, and the way BTJ was doing his ass first game of the season is a rookie. He ain't never played in the NFL, and he was handling your ass like that. I don't know if I really want you outside like that anymore. Like because if you have lost a step, and that was always my division that I had of Jalen Ramsey because I knew how good he is and was, but
Right.
I would say still is that because what year is this for him?
Shit. We drafted him in 16.
Was it 16 or 15?
Ooh, it might have been 15. Jalen Ramsey. 2016.
So he's coming up on year 9.
Yeah.
And I always said I would want him to play corner for us for about 7 to 8, 9 years. And then transition into safety for 3 or 4, do some Dion shit, transition into safety for the last 3 or 4 years, and get out of there.
Yeah.
That was always my goal. That was always my vision of Jalen Ramsey.
I like that. I like that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. But I'm but I have forgiven. I've been forgiven. You know, pretty much I'll be honest with you, pretty much since he's been in Miami, I've forgave him. You know. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Jalen, come home, retire a Jaguar. Um, you know, he's up there with I mean, he's by default because of how much he played, he beats Justin Blackman.
Mm-hmm.
Like as okay, no, I'll say this. If if Justin Blackmon, just by pure talent, was the most talented offensive player we ever drafted, Jalen Ramsey is the most talented defensive player we ever drafted.
I would say he's the more talented corner.
I mean, he coverage, range, and he tackled.
I mean, we drafted
he didn't.
we drafted Mike Peterson, we drafted John Henderson, we drafted Marcus Stroud.
Yeah, but they were great. But
we drafted a lot of talented defensive players.
Yeah, but Jalen's
different.
See, I think he was special, dog, because he did it by him. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it like by himself. Like he did it by himself more than you know than getting the help. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was the best corner in like 2017. I mean, I think we got AJ Boye. We added AJ Boye. We added Clay. That defense became that defense. And for the next 2 years, he played locked. He was locked down for us. That's where he got his Pro Bowls at.
Who'd you say?
No, I'm saying when we added all those people like AJ Boye and
but the other, like AJ was getting off too by himself. Like our corners, definitely the best corner duo we've ever had in Jacksonville. I think there's no debate on that. Like our corner one, corner two on the same team at the same time. Duo, them two were the best, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that's just like the best duo combination running backs was Freddie T and Mojo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just some of that stuff is really non-debatable. So yeah, Blackman was a bully. Telvin was special. Yeah, I'm not saying we ain't have other talented people on here. I'm just saying like
but no, I'll give it to you. But I see you too. I mean, I'm thinking about some of the defenders. I just like, damn, motherfuckers was out here doing shit.
No, Double D.
Yeah.
Jonathan Darius. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we've had some really good players. I'm just saying, like, I guess what I'm saying is that Jalen Ramsey was everything he was advertised to be.
Mm-hmm.
From the go. Like we didn't even have to wait, bro.
Yeah, you tell me.
We didn't even have to wait. Like we got it. Like we were a bad team, but Jalen Ramsey was getting commercials still. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Jalen Ramsey was balling. Just the rest of the team fucking sucked.
He was ill.
So that's kind of what I mean. Like it's just his talent level. Like them other guys were doing it when we had other guys, but he was doing despite the fact that we ain't have shit or shit was clicking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really why I put him up there like that. As the most talented defensive player.
Yeah, I can see it. Like I said, I don't have no argument against it, but I can see it.
True change. All right, bro. The elephant in the room. Is Gabe Davis getting snubbed?
Bro, when I heard that shit, bro,
is this a second offense?
Bro, I was listening to that shit live when the presser live, bro.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh shit!" Did they forget about him?
Yo, he said, they asked him about the receiving core, and he says,
What
"Well,
they asked him,
obviously,
what they asked him about. Well, technically, they asked him about wide receiver 2.
right, yes." But the question it was in reference also to the core of the receivers, and
Yeah,
he said, obviously, you go to Parker Washington and De'Ami Brown as your 2 and 3,
yeah,
and then you hope that Brent Strange gets going.
bro. We hope the running back. We hope the running backs. I said, damn,
The running backs. So
damn.
he's name dropping, but he's like leaving names out too,
Yes.
right? So it's like now look, it's speculation season, right? But I mean, tell if I'm tripping, tell me I'm tripping. If you heard it, and again, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, the official Jaguars page. But yeah, bruh, it feels like, look, you got him on camera where smiling your face,
Hopefully.
bruh. He like rush right past the
Mhm.
goes daps up Christian Kirk like, yeah, Spencer Whipple. Yeah, I know. Yeah, man. Spencer Whipple gets hired. You trade away Christian Kirk. So I know Gabe, like maybe Gabe's like, nah, I'm safe. I'm safe. Like he forgot about me. Like I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? My contract, I'm safe. And I hope he is. Listen, don't get me wrong. I hope that he is because I like Gabe Davis. I think Gabe Davis back at number 13, and number 13, we're going to see number 13 Gabe Davis. Number 13 Gabe Davis, he be balling.
Yeah.
So I think my hope is that last year was just a down season. It was a fluke. Maybe he was hurt. I mean, I know that he was hurt. I literally saw him stop practicing
Yeah.
when we were at training camp last year. Like, yo, what is he doing?
Yeah.
What was Mike? I feel like they're keeping Gabe Davis a secret for some reason. They keep not mentioning him, but show him in all the videos. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, it's just weird. It's weird and it's not going unnoticed. So I don't know. Maybe Gabe a secret weapon. Like, I can't see him.
I mean, like I said,
Oh,
if you use him the way that he should be used, like they use him in Buffalo as not a number one receiver and selected targets, selective targets, then
mhm.
yeah, I think he can.
Till the Taliban says, yeah, he gone. He out of here. I don't know, bro. I would like to see good Gabe Davis as a Jaguar. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's what the hope is. But you know, I had this dude in fantasy when he was in Buffalo.
Yeah,
So like that's kind of how I know about him, right? Like bro ball, like and he was clutch,
yeah.
you know. Last year he couldn't catch shit.
Couldn't catch a motherfucking cold and COVID.
No, bro. Butt naked in a snowstorm.
He went to an old folks home during COVID. Walked out fine.
Couldn't
Crazy.
catch nothing.
Couldn't catch a goddamn thing.
Hold on. What's Michael saying? It's hard to see. It's just they keep talking about not wanting to give stuff on the low.
True.
On on the low, Duke and ball. Yeah, no, facts.
They've been keeping a lot to the vest. They've been giving they have been being transparent, but they
Right,
also have been, some things not for everything or everybody. So
right. Like like you said, they know what the defense is. We don't. We don't know what the defense is, but they do. They've already had team meetings. They've already started their installs.
Well, the thing is, we have to keep them money wise because we don't want to just have dead. You don't want to cut them. It's just fucking dead money. Like I'd rather see if I can get something out of you, especially for this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna trade for that contract either. I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's like a 39 million or $31 million hit.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't think
it's cheaper to keep them.
yeah, yeah. And like we were saying, they
And,
are keeping
and
stuff
look,
close to the vest.
and if you don't play, somebody's gonna have a team where receivers get hurt,
Yeah.
and they'll get desperate, and they will trade for that
Yep.
contract. So
Yep.
you also don't want to break your investments.
Right. That's a fact. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
He's
yeah,
saying after this year. Yeah. Even if he balls, I'm not saying he gets another contract. Um, matter of fact, I do believe if Diami balls, he definitely gets an extension because they really like Diami. Like Diami is somebody that James Gladstone wanted when he first came into the league.
yeah.
So I think the way they played it was cool. Like, hey man, you ball out and I got something for you. That's why they said he bet on himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, you know, I think Gabe Davis can have a good year, but I think it's really interesting if I think it's really interesting if Diami balls out and like what kind of contract they're gonna give him. Because I do think in theory, him and BTJ are very, very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very dangerous. You know, um, because it's like you can't cloud. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do, one's gonna burn you.
Yeah,
Or one's gonna hit you. One's gonna hit you with a dig.
yeah. I mean, bro, that's the thing, bro. That Genty, bro. These motherfuckers. Hey, like I said, I don't even care who we like. Taking a running back at 5 is crazy, kind of, but if he is Saquon Barkley, is it crazy?
No, no.
Like, yeah, you have to make sure you have to upgrade the line some more too. But
Mm.
if he's Saquon Barkley, then it's like, whoo. Because I like Tank Bigsby, and I like Tank to be the same role, if that's the case. The same role he's in right now. Number 2, if Genty's coming in to be the 1. But like I say, bro, whatever. I don't know, bro. Like I said, to me, the defense wasn't as bad as it. The defense wasn't as bad. Like, yes, we do need people inside. We do need more line help, but shit, fucking, yeah, it's tough.
Safety, edge,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
Jalen.
deep. Okay, the
Jalen
truth. So
Walker.
here's the truth. Here's the truth, right? We're deep at D tackle, really, right now. We have
Especially
Eric
Eric,
Armstead. You
especially
got
Eric.
Eric Armstead,
Playing.
Devon Hamilton, Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? We're really deep at defensive tackle. The problem is that we don't believe, and we might
I
already have
think,
it. And I like Mason Smith. I think Mason Smith can be him.
I think, bro. I think that the coaching staff thinks that we're good at D tackle. We were just shit. We were shit schematically. And Eric Armstead wasn't playing tackle. And Armstead was playing a hybrid position, and 60% of the time he was in the game, he was playing edge. He wasn't.
I thought you were gonna say ass.
No,
Because he was playing ass.
he was playing ass.
He was playing straight ass.
But if you are who you say you are, you're the Walter Payton man of the year. Go do some shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I like D-Ham, but like you said, Mason Smith. I need to see him in there a lot because he wrecks shit.
Yes. Very limited. Limited and got 3.5 sacks.
Better scheme. Oh my gosh. A better scheme. These guys actually some shit cooked up. Trayvon getting some inside. It makes that Jalen Walker pick not look too bad.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my bad. I don't know which one you were putting up.
I didn't click nothing.
Oh. If Genty is drafted, let's say it's a running back needy team during the season because one of their backs got hurt. Do you think ETN gets traded? I mean,
ETN might get traded on draft night.
It's possible. I say that it's possible, but I don't know. I feel like this team believes in ETN. I think, like Devin Lloyd, they know that the previous regime weren't using these guys right.
Hey, you seen Devin Lloyd look kind of big in that video?
I'll watch it again. You talking about the workout video?
Yeah.
No, I'll watch it again.
I'm like, are they gonna have him? Are they gonna have him put his hand in? Is he gonna be rushing the passer?
That'd be dope. I think he'd be good at it.
I think he would too.
I think he'd be good at it. And then you kind of eliminate the one gripe we really have about him, and that's he gets lost in coverage.
Yeah.
You eliminate that negativity from the fan base like automatically if you do that.
Yeah.
Now if he's not successful as a pass rusher, that's a different, conversation. But for the most part, we think he'd be more successful as a pass rusher. So, Robert says Jordan Jefferson is going to outplay Big Ham. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I hope so.
He's playing well. Yeah, I hope so. I hope it breeds competition.
Yeah.
Andy Reid compared Mason Smith to Chris Jones when we drafted him. Huh? Andy Reid compared Mason Smith. Oh, when we drafted Mason Smith. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Mason Smith is gonna kill it this year. Well, he got 8 sacks his last year in college. But, bruh, that's all I got. That's it. I ran through the whole list.
Did you see the Ashton Genty post?
Yes and no. I haven't read the whole thing, but I've also seen like little snippets of it too.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the as I said, I've taken the long way. I'm done with that way. If you pick me, it's simple. I'm coming to your franchise to do what Saquon and the Eagles just did. I'm coming to win big soon. It's tackle football. You know what I'm saying? I
draft the guy that can't tackle. Yeah, I saw that one. Oh, yeah, nah. I mean, that's really, really betting on yourself.
That's funny.
That's really, really betting on yourself. And I like the confidence. I like the confidence. But look, bro, it's the NFL. People are faster. People are stronger. And, lines are better or worser, depending on who you're playing against.
Yeah,
So,
like you say, bro,
Saquon and them had a really good line.
I was betting on that nigga.
You don't want to be Aston Genty of the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like Saquon kind of did his thing at the Giants, but he didn't do his thing like he did at Philly.
Yeah, because he had he had actual help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
yeah, think about it. We feel good about our team. I feel like I think we can help Aston Genty because I don't think we're complete ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
no, 100% agree with you.
So I think, like I said, to me, even then, like I said, to me, that's not really a luxury pick because if he is what he's supposed to be, what they think he can be, then who gives a fuck?
Right.
Because, like I said, I feel like we're decently okay at D tackle.
So Genty becoming the Bucky Irvin.
Every down fucking back. Every fucking down back can do everything.
Okay. Look, I'm not as mad at it as you've convinced me. I'm not as mad at it as I was to begin with. I'm still gonna be like, because I also know what that means for like a guy like ETN. And I like ETN. I just bought I didn't just buy it. I bought it this past season. ETN throwback.
Yeah.
And Ken told me, he was like, bro, that's bold.
I think I told you that was bold. You already know how I feel.
You might have told me, yeah. But, damn, bro, I like ETN. And I think he could be great. He could be great, bro. But you know what else is great?
In my team's the Army, the Navy, the greatest is Jimmy and Keenan, the ultimate package. Ooh!
You, the cannabis analyst, Agent J, and for y'all rocking with your boy, J to the M.B.O. And we are out of here.